Good morning, student. How are you all? I hope you will be fine at home. Now we will do the parts of your second chapter of civics. Short answer type questions. Your first question is describe the importance of separating religion from the state. So its answer will be the importance of separating religion from the state are secularism protect the fundamental right from the tyranny of majority. I already explained these topics during the videos. It protects and promotes all religions equally. It stops the discrimination based on the religion. So in the first already told the who's the majority group like Hindus. I just give an example that according to secularism we should give the respect to all religion. So India is also a secularism country. According to that, now no religious can over exploit the other religion. And the second is all religions are equal, and third is it stop the discrimination. Okay, now your second question is give some examples of fundamental rights adopted from Universal Declarations of Human Rights. So these are some examples of fundamental rights adopted from Universal Declaration of Human Rights are in 1948. These declared in 1948. Right to work. According to this fundamental right, we can adopt any occupation. Right to safe and healthy working atmosphere. According to this right, we having the right to create and demand the healthy working atmosphere. Right to freedom of thought and expression. So according to it, we can express our views. Okay. Now the question number third is, what do you know about the right to freedom? So there will be right to freedom. It has been guaranteed to the Indian citizen under Article 19 to 22, and these are freedom of speech and expression, right to assemble peacefully without arms. It means without any tools like any arms, weapons. Okay, we can assemble in together any place but peacefully and without weapons. Clear? Right to form an association. Right to move throughout the Indian territory. According to it, we can move anywhere. Right to settle and reside in any part of India. To propagate the religion of their choice. So these are some features of freedom. Okay, right to freedom. Now your next question is explain the right to equality with an example. So right to equality is there. The Constitution declares that all citizens are equal before law, and the law provides equally opportunity to all. Examples are there. Equal access to apply for government job. It means the all citizens get the opportunity to apply in government job. Clear? So just an example. Now the part D, your long answer type questions. Explain the fundamental duties in light of fundamental rights. So these right and duties go hand in hand. It means both are interrelated like a coin. Coin having two faces. Just like the Constitution gives us a way in which two faces, right and duties. If we get right, there is some duties also. Okay. So and they are also interrelated. It means they are dependent on each other. These are the two sides of the same coin. Some duties to abide by the Constitution and respect the nation symbols. So we should respect our Constitution and national symbols and follow the all instruction and the articles and law which is declared by our Constitution. To protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. So we should give the respect to our nation, and his superior than other duties. To defend the country. To promote the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India. So according to it, we should live with the brotherhood. It means with love and affection. To preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. We should respect our composite culture also. As you know the meaning of composite culture, there is a lot of mixture, and we can say there is due to the lot of religions, the culture is composite. Now the answer number 3, how did secularism get translated into the law? So T4, there is some question number 2, explain the right to freedom of religion. It's similar, here same as answer number 3 of part C. So answer will be similar. Now the fourth question and third question, how did secularism get translated into law? So as you know the policy of secularism, when it becomes law, it means a nation treat to all religions equally. It is the meaning of secular. Secularism got translated into the law because it embedded in the Indian Constitution in the form of article. It means it also a policy as well as a law form also. And in Article 15A, Constitution prohibits the discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, religion, gender, race, class, etc. Clear? Now the next question, describe the steps taken for the upliftment of the weaker section. Examples are there, marginalized section of the society. As you know, in marginalized sections count the SC, ST and OBC. So these are belongs to the marginalized group. Even the Christianity, Muslims also count in the marginalized group. The women also. But we are talking about the section, so they are socially and economically weak sections of the society. Some provisions for their upliftment. Upliftment means for their development and progress are given below. First is Article 17. According to it, the Indian Constitution declares that untouchability as an offence. Second one is the Article 46 state that the government shall take care of the education and economic interest of these groups. It also protects them from social injustice and exploitation. So these are some rights, and we can say the article which is provided by the Constitution to these marginalized sections. The government department are also reserved the job seats for SC 15%, ST 12% and OBC 27%. National Commission for SCs and STs has been set up to safeguard their rights. I already explained these topics during the chapter, and listen the video carefully and get about them. Thank you.